I've attended more funerals than I care to share with y'all. This committee, I could sit here and cry for days about the caskets I've carried of people I loved dearly, deeply, in my soul, good people, not just drug addicts, uncles, friends, cousins, normal people. Some people that just got in a car wreck and started taking a pain pill to manage it. One thing led to the other. How fast it spirals out of control, I don't think people truly understand. So many people. Equally, I think it's important for me to tell y'all that I'm not here to defend the use of illegal drugs. And I also understand the paradox of my history as a drug dealer standing in front of this committee. But equally, I think that's what makes me perfect to talk about this. I was a part of the problem. I am here now standing as a man that wants to be a part of the solution. I brought my community down. I hurt people. I was the uneducated man in the kitchen playing chemist with drugs I knew absolutely nothing about, just like these drug dealers are doing right now when they're mixing every drug on the market with fentanyl, and they're killing the people we love. I'll be honest with y'all, my desire is to only get older and only do better and be better. I believed when I sold drugs genuinely that selling drugs was a victimless crime. I truly believe that, y'all. My father always told me what doesn't get you in the wash will get you in the rinse. Now I have a 15-year-old daughter whose mother is a drug addict. Every day I get to look in the eyes of a victim in my household of the effects of drugs. Every single day. And every single day I have to wonder if me and my wife, if today will be the day that I have to tell my daughter that her mother became a part of the national statistic. History repeats itself, gentlemen. Even in the 1990s, crack cocaine had long made its way into my middle lower class neighborhood. And at that moment, even as a teenager, you could have never convinced me in that moment that there would be a far bigger problem on the horizon in the form of a pharmaceutical drug. And then I watched opioids and Oxycontin burst onto the scene. I'm here to tell y'all that fentanyl is going to make the Sackler family look like saints. And I want to let y'all sit with that for a second.
What is up, YouTube? It's Coffee, back at it, man, in Jelly Roll. Speaking to a Senate committee there about Fente Wap and his personal involvement. You heard him talking about selling drugs earlier in life. I don't know how he thought it was a victimless crime. I don't know, man. I like to think everyone involved in that game, whether or not they justify it, that people getting high are going to get high regardless, or they would sell it to me if it was me, or whatever the case is. You know, justification is a big thing in life when it comes to doing right and wrong and getting right with yourself, your maker, your creator, whatever you believe. I just don't know how anyone can ever really say that's a victimless crime and truly believe it. But you heard him speaking about, you know, the crack epidemic. He was in his community growing up. You know, Oxy and all that just came through and ripped families and communities apart. And his wife currently is a opiate addict, and every day he wonders if he's gonna have to tell his 15-year-old daughter today's the day that mom died. And you know, he's speaking from a personal place, and I respect that. You know, aside from, or I respect it, period. I'm just saying the victimless thing, I just didn't quite understand that. But you heard him talking about people playing chemist, homemade chemistry set, mixing Fente into, you know, all these bootleg pills that are pressed up and everything. That's just flat out killing everyone out here, as we talk about on this channel every time it comes up. Drugs are dangerous nowadays. They've always been dangerous, but they're extra dangerous. One time you can try it, you can die. It's scary-ish. And I like that he also brought up a lot of people who I look at as I don't know if I want to say the main victims in the opiate crisis, because I guess the main victims would be the families of the loved ones, like, you know, who pass away or go through this addiction and rob and steal from their family and, you know, just lose their self personally, you know what I mean? But the people that got into a car accident or something like that, where they're just going to a doctor and the doctor prescribes them some pain pills and they take it as directed, but end up a stone cold junkie and just cannot kick the habit. And if they do, they go back and forth relapsing and they just never feel the same again. Their life has changed forever. Those are the people that are the main victims in all this, I believe, because that's a fact. A lot of people think when it comes to opiates and stuff like that, people are just doing this to themselves and it's their fault, this, that, and the third. There's a lot of people that even if they've heard of this stuff before, they still take what their doctor gives them. They may even ask, man, am I going to get hooked on this? And then, no, if you just take it like you're supposed to, you'll be okay. And that's just not really the case. A lot of the time, man, it's a dangerous game out here. But he's speaking to this Senate committee on behalf of some bill that they're trying to put through, FEND, something about ending fentanyl. And to keep it real with y'all, I don't even understand really how it works. They're talking about levying sanctions on money launderers and cartel members in Mexico and people importing and exporting in China. And I'm going to keep it real. I don't fully understand how it works or if this is the answer. There's something in this bill about seizing money from people arrested for crimes involving Fente and being able to take that money and put it into law enforcement funds that'd be used to help with the community. And I don't know, man, again, I respect what he's doing and it's dope that he's speaking out, but so often when it comes to politics, as we know, the way something may sound good and it'll seem like someone is truly trying to do good work, and I believe that Jelly Roll is, but when it comes to how a bill gets pushed into play in reality, and if it does, there's just the end result of it, if it does come to fruition, or the ideas that certain lawmakers and stuff have, in their head for the bill, isn't in the end result really what individuals were looking for. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? When it comes to politics, money, people, right and wrong, morality. I don't know. Comment if y'all feel me on that. And your thoughts on what Jelly Roll was saying. And if you're a fan of Jelly Roll, I guess I never really listened to him like that. I know he has a huge following. I recently heard one of the dudes from ICP talking about him in an interview, as I guess they had some connection to Jelly Roll. He used to go to the gathering of the Juggalos, and I don't know, is he hip hop and country music, or what would you classify him in? Do you believe his music has changed since he's become a more popular artist? Jump in the comments. Then we got reports here, a actor from Seinfeld passed away. Now, I watched a lot of Seinfeld. Great show. A show about nothing. One of the just funniest shows. I feel like everyone loves Seinfeld. And then Curb Your Enthusiasm, which, obviously Larry David was a creator of Seinfeld. And it was almost like Seinfeld continued into Curb Your Enthusiasm. And then we even saw a Seinfeld reunion in the later seasons of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I think I'm a season behind on Curb. I gotta catch up. But this one actor, Peter Crombie, who played Crazy Joe Davola on Seinfeld, passed away at the age of 71. His wife's talking about it and saying he died after a short illness, battle with some kind of sickness, succumbed to the sickness and passed away. But for some reason, I can't place him in my head, him on Seinfeld. I don't know if he was just a recurring character, or he was only on a couple episodes, or maybe someone would be like, Coffee, he was on the show a lot. How do you not remember him? I don't know. It's like slipping my mind right now. I don't remember him. But R.I.P. to him. And let me know if you remember Crazy Joe.
Is Drake hip hop? Why are you doing this to me?
Drake is pop to me. In the sense, if I was in Target in Houston and I heard a Drake song, it feels like a lot of his music is compatible with shopping.
Commercial music.
Or as
Music,
shopping with an edge in certain instances.
Fair. I like Drake's music, but I understand exactly what you're saying.
Of course,
it's commercial, entertaining, fun, good,
it's
formulaic music.
It's likable.
Likeable music, yeah.
It's likable.
But is it? I'm gonna leave you alone. We're gonna move we're gonna move on.
So many products.
So many SKUs.
So many SKUs. Look at all these SKUs. Oh, so many products.
So much merchandising, so many barcodes.
I love this mall. Look at this place. I mean, look at this place. They have everything. Everything's here. They have everything here. Oh, this is great. This is a new Drake. You hear it? It's great. Okay. What happens when this thing collapses? What happens when the columns start buckling? Are we not in some early stage of that at this present hour? Are we seeing like the collapse of the empire? Buying and selling, where's the message that I can use?
Right.
You know, what's in it for your audience apart from like banging the pom-poms?
Man, that's Mos Def. You heard him. He didn't even want to say it. He's like, why you do this to me in regards to Drake? Is Drake real hip hop? And this isn't a new conversation or anything like that. And it's wild too because Drake takes exception to a lot of these comments. You know, even though we know he doesn't always write his own rhymes, which is kind of like a mortal sin to the true MC in the hip hop world and whatnot. And he's been engaged in other beefs and stuff like that, but I just don't know why like Drake seems to take these kind of comments personal. And it's like there's nothing wrong with it that you're a pop rap artist and that your music almost specifically, like I like the way Mos Def put it together, you could hear it in a mall. You know, it's hip hop music that you could hear on adult top 40 contemporary radio, you know what I mean? And I don't know if Drake, or I was gonna say, I don't know if Drake intended it to be that way or certain creative minds that's involved in his music career over the years seen it that way and helped push the music that way or whatever. But I want to say Drake didn't originally intend for that, but nonetheless, he's carved out a huge career. Some consider him the biggest artist of all time. I mean, he's definitely got good songs. Like I mess with his music, but what Mos Def saying here to me is nothing new, and you know, it's what a lot of hip hop heads think. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts if you concur, if you think Drake's gonna get a bit heated about this. It's not like Mos didn't want to do it, but I guess he could have said next question. But he had to say what he had to say, I guess, being you know, the artist that he is, living and breathing hip hop. He couldn't pass on the question, so he had to set it straight. So there y'all have it. That's the news. Let's talk in the comments. Sub up. Stay tuned for more. Like real talk, subscribe. We're talking music, news, sports, and more on this channel all day, every day. God bless. Have a good day, y'all. Peace.